Hi, Peter. I see your note in the chat. Are you able to view the site plan that we have up on the screen right now? I can also send you a full link, but it's too big for email, so I'll have to do a Dropbox, which I might have to do after the meeting. But are you able to see what we're showing at this point in time? Okay, great. Thank you, Peter. I see you can see it. I can zoom around for us. And again, I will certainly get you a link to the plan via Dropbox after the meeting, if that's okay with you. And I can zoom around during the meeting while we're discussing things. We'll give Scott another minute or two to join, and then I think we'll get started after that. And then certainly if he comes on later, we can loop him back in. Okay. Well, it's all right with you, Ashley. We'll go ahead and get started, and then if Scott pops in, we can introduce him at that time. So my name is CRHA. I'm the planner for this project area, and with us we have Ashley Davies. If you want to introduce yourself.
Sure. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ashley Davies with Riverbend Development. We are the applicant for the site plan.
Excellent, thank you. And I see right now we have 2 attendees. If you would like to ask questions during the explanation or the meeting, please use the raise your hand function and I'll be able to promote you to speak. You can also use the chat function to ask questions. As just some general overview pieces, this is again our first submission of this project. It's currently under review with city staff. We're looking at a gas station to replace the existing Hardee's here at 1150 5th Street Southwest, at the corner of 5th Street Southwest and 5th Street Station Parkway, which enters the 5th Street Station project. Anybody who would like to receive email updates on the project, such as receipt of comment letters sent by staff, updated plans, please feel free to either include your email address in the chat, or you can email me directly at your convenience at raineyc@charlottesville.gov, and that is RAINEYC@charlottesville.gov. That email address is also included in the notice letter that you would have received for this meeting. But at this point, I will pass it back to Ashley just to give us a brief overview of what they're proposing, and then we can open it up to any questions or comments.
Great, thank you, Carrie. So as you can see, our site is at the corner of 5th Street Southwest and 5th Street Station Parkway. And as Carrie mentioned, there's an existing Hardee's on the site. We are also utilizing, there's a piece of land that we purchased from the Verizon property that's immediately to the north of our site. So yeah, these are the existing conditions that Carrie is showing right now. So that area that has the 1-story metal building, that parcel was purchased and is being added to the Hardee's parcel to give us the total area where we will be putting a new gas station. It's a 6 fuel pump gas station. So by right use in the highway corridor district, but And then we're also within the entrance corridor here. We are, holding the site. There's Morse Creek is adjacent to the site. And so we are really trying to stay out of any of those kind of critical and natural areas. And we are also maintaining our existing easements going back into the Verizon property, since they don't have their own direct driveway access to 5th Street. So that is something that has to be maintained with this development. It is within an entrance corridor. 5th Street's an entrance corridor to the city. So we will be going through design review for the fuel pump canopy, as well as the store on site. And we are closing down. So if you want to go back to the existing conditions for a moment, Carrie, with the Hardy site, you can see there are 2 access points directly out to 5th Street Station Parkway. And the one that's closest to the intersection has been somewhat problematic because traffic gets backed up on 5th Street Station Parkway. So it's not really easy to utilize that entrance and exit. So in our conversations with the city, we have agreed to shut down that access point while adding one that is directly on to 5th Street Southwest, and that should help a little bit. It's just a busy area, but that one access point was just not serving the site well. So that is a change from the existing conditions. There's also along a lot of the 5th Street frontage, there is a massive fiber line that feeds into much of the city. So it's, the internet fiber trunk line going to the city. So we have to be very careful in avoiding that in our work. But those are the main elements of what we're proposing, and I'm happy to answer questions from the crowd.
Great, thank you, Ashley. And I see that Scott Collins, our engineer of record, has joined us as well. Scott, is there anything you wanted to add before we opened up for comments or questions?
No, that sounds perfect. I think Ashley laid it out very well.
Okay, thank you. I see we have a few new attendees since I noted this, so I will note again that the recording for this meeting will be available at a later date online. And if you would like to receive updates on the project via email as we go through reviews, produce comment letters, that sort of thing, please either include your email in the chat of this meeting or email me at raineyc@charlottesville.gov with your email address and let me know. That email address is also located in the letter that you received regarding this project. Let's see, it looks like at this point we have one hand raised, Peter Krebs. You should be able to speak, Peter.
Hey, thank you. Good morning. I was super excited to see that it's Ashley and Scott working on this project, because I know they're quite familiar with the site. So it gives me confidence they're going to do a good job. Carrie, maybe you're already doing it, but if you wouldn't mind zooming in on the southern, like half to third of the project. I was under the belief that someone, either the Rivanna Trails Foundation or more likely the city, has an easement for the Rivanna Trail on the in between the parking lot and the creek. But I couldn't read that. That's why I wanted to zoom. So I wanted to make sure that that's preserved, and there are 2 related implications for that that folks who are aware of the site will already know about. and you're kind of showing it, which is great, but there's an informal connection between the Rivanna Trail and the sidewalk on the parkway. It would be great if that connection could become formal and therefore actually safe. And then also there's a quasi-formal, I love the vocabulary, quasi-formal connection underneath the bridge and the Rivanna Trail, which will connect to the like multi-million-dollar smart scale project that the I believe the MPO is working on that should get underway in the next couple of years. So while we're digging around, it seems like a great opportunity to make those actually, you know, a little bit better, a little bit safer, and wanted to hear you guys' thoughts about that. And thank you so much.
So Peter, I will definitely review the plat and everything that we have. I can't remember. I know I've had a lot of conversations with Chris at the city about the trail and, you know, what easements are in place and what easements need to go in place. But for the, you know, it's just in terms of our property, it is just this one little section of trail, looks like going up to the sidewalk that is actually part of this property under consideration. And then the rest of the trail is on, it looks like it's on the 5th Street Station Ventures property. So the owners of the Wegmans shopping center would be the ones that could address any of those other questions about the trail. So it's, you know, related, but I will certainly make sure whatever's on this property is addressed. And in terms of the bridge, can you clarify? So what you're saying is that I know you have talked to me about the grant award to do a lot of work in this area. So you're saying that that doesn't address the bridge at all?
Right. So I think the application, the smart scale grant application included not engineering level drawings. So I think it's a little bit vague how it ends at the parkway, but the project area for the smart scale application does actually stop on the other side of the parkway. But what it's doing though is it is creating a multi-use trail paralleling the in between the creek and the other gas station that would stop at 5th Street Station. And that's going to sort of send users on an improved version of the existing hand-built underpass. I would imagine it'll be continued to be improved in a pretty surgical way. So just thinking about it as from me as a planner, it's a gesture, like broad gesture that starts at Biscuit Run and goes past the Waffle House, past the existing gas station, under the bridge, past your guys' project, past the Verizon and toward Willoughby. So that trail, such as it is, will probably always, is likely to always remain a rustic trail, but it's going to get increasingly formalized. And so, yeah, I just would like to have this opportunity to be used to just continue that work, have the connection from the sidewalk be safe, and yeah. I'm sorry, I may not have answered that question super clearly, but yeah.
No, that helps. Thank you, Peter.
And I will just note as well, Chris Jenzik, our trails planner, and Amanda Ponce, our bicycle and pedestrian coordinator, both are reviewing the plan, and I've heard them both mention the trail piece. So I imagine we'll have some comments to help guide any coordination for that piece as well.
Yeah, I'm super confident that this is going to work out great. Just, wanted to be here right at, the first available opportunity to make sure that stuff's going. Yeah, so it's good, and I do like the way the site plan shows existing Rivanna Trail. You could see the label right in the middle of the lower third of the screen, then shows that pathway going straight up to the sidewalk. That's actually a little bit more formal than the actual case of it. Like right now, that sidewalk connection is a bit of a social trail or, user path where just feet have like worn it into the ground. That's obviously suboptimal. And if we could have something that's actually a real connection, would be much safer, more appealing, and would allow, I think, a broader cross section of humans to use that. It could be a good improvement.
Great, thank you, Peter. Let's see. Again, I think we've had a few new people join us as well. So if you would like to speak or ask questions, please use the raise your hand icon. We can promote you to speak. All right, I'm not seeing any additional hands raised at this point in time. Again, for the new folks who have joined us, if you'd like to receive updates, please include your email in the chat or email me at raineyc@charlottesville.gov, which is also included in the notice letter you received to be added to the list to receive updates. Great, thank you, Peter. I see your email, so I'll add that in as well. If there are no additional questions or comments, I think we can wrap up the meeting, but I'll just give us one more minute in case somebody's thinking about something and about whether to raise their hand. Okay, well, at that point, I see no additional hands raised. Those who aren't sending me their email address for specific updates can always email or call me throughout the process just to get a general update of where things stand if you do not want to receive the regular updates every time we have a submission. So please keep that in mind. You can reach out at any point to ask questions or see where we are in the process. As Ashley noted, again, this is a by right project with the exception of the entrance corridor. So this project will go forward to the Planning Commission as the entrance review board, but will require no other special approvals. So no approval from council for any special use or building structure. And with that, I will say thank you, everybody, for your attendance. Again, you'll be able to find this recording later on the city website once it's downloaded. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Thank you, Carrie. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thanks, Harry.
Thank you, Scott.